Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. The slant.
The slant. What's up, everybody? Polly here. It's Friday.
All right, Paul, let's go.
Let's go. Episode 5. Voto 2024. Pops and politics. Boy, we got a lot to cover, guys. Mucho to cover. We got a minute and a half of our countdown. I'll get on in here, say hello. Today's membership goal is 5. 5 new members that we want to have between now and the time we end. So if you're not a member right now, consider becoming one. $2.99. $2.99 a month. You get access to the channel, to the videos, to the merchandise, discounts, giveaways, all that good stuff. Get to be with us on panels. Y mucho más. So yeah, man, it's almost as if every hour there's a new pop item happening, and we got some fresh stories for you, fresh out of the pan dulce style. 45 seconds. I'll be right back after 45 seconds. Bye. Polly here on the Latino Slant. Hey, everybody, it's Friday. It is recording here live September 6th. If you're on Instagram, if you're on X, if you're on YouTube, you are joining us and hanging out. Thank you guys so much for being here with us live right now. We're going to say hello to the members of the channel, to the early birds, and then we're going to introduce our special guest. We got, man, just our special guest alone is like... is a stream within itself. I'm so glad this Vato is coming on. It's going to be a great talk besides the topics. Okay, so before I get to a quick story, let's say hello to our members that are here early. Julissa, what's up, Julissa? Sin's Corner. She's a new member, but an old friend of the channel. Hello. Going to try to listen for a little bit while I work. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Whistle while you work. And Mexican Iron Man couldn't be with us in the chat, but he dropped this earlier. It's a super chat for $9.99. That's $9.99, guys. That is fantastic. He just sent some love there. We love that. What is it? It was a like a rhinoceros, something with a KO. He's knocking us out. Thank you for the knockout. Thank you for the knockout, brother. That definitely gets. We love super chats, guys. That definitely gets the low riding of soca.
The low rider is a little higher.
Lord Thoth is here. He's also a wrench. We want to thank you so much, Lord. He's a wrench. He's a member. So what we want to do, I want to remind everyone before we go to our first story that today's membership goal, I want 5 new members today. Right now, let's do it. $2.99. Hey, Philip Gaming, $2.99. I'm calling you out. Dawn of Mutilation, calling you out. It's $2.99. It's $2.99. Penny, you used to be a member. ¿Qué pasó? Anyways, we are going into the weekend. And as you guys know, I saw Beetlejuice a couple of days ago. And while I was mixed about the movie, I was not, don't get me wrong, I was not confused that this is going to be a huge hit. And just like I predicted, like I had told you guys, $13 million preview night, guys. Preview night. The juice is loose. 13 million in previews. Box office update from Deadline. 13 million for the previews. High exit scores from the fans, and that's all that matters, guys. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It doesn't matter what the critics think. It's what you think. The fans think. The fans are loving this. And I want to get right here to the meat of this update. The meat of this update is Jenna Ortega, Latinos, going to see this film, over-indexing our population and making this a hit like we do every week with our eclectic taste in movies. So let's read a little bit of this. Females made it a date with Michael Keaton. Jenna Ortega, Winona sequel with 59%, with 73 being over 25. Girls outnumbered boys, 62 to 38 among the kids. And okay, so remember that, but also remember this, a very strong turnout by Latino Hispanic moviegoers last night, 36%. 36%. Did I say 36%? 36%. So there's two things here, guys. There's two things here. All right. The Latino population in the US is 20. We over-indexed last night to see this film by over 13%. That is massive. That is massive. And you know, when Latinos go to the movies, we don't just go like, we'll buy one candy. I'll just bring myself. We bring the familia, and they buy the gift pack. They come dressed up in the characters. They go all out like they did. The other thing I wanted to point out, and this is it, is Jenna Ortega, what I call the Zendaya effect. Jenna's fans are already showing up with that. Let's get that percentage up one more time. Girls outnumbered boys 62% among the kids. That right there, guys. That is the Wednesday, the Jenna Ortega global wave there, right there. And that's just one night. So Jenna Ortega is transcending right now. She's rising above TV star. She's rising above, just the Wednesday. She's becoming a global phenomenon. And that is so important. So important with this channel, with what we promote, is that this is a homegrown actress that not only is a fantastic professional in the business and knows her craft, but knows and loves her audience. So here is just a massive win, not only for Beetlejuice, which is fantastic. Maybe they'll give it another green light movie, but for actors like Jenna Ortega, that we have not seen the likes of this, and we're all about this, and it's great to see that she has an audience that's diverse. And when I say diverse, I'm talking about a diverse of thought. You have people from different parts of the thinking ether, if I could say that dig Jenna Ortega, and the numbers there are showing. So yeah, opening night, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. What do you guys think, really fast? Jenna Ortega is like the next big star, I guess, right? So, all right, who else is coming in? Oh, we got the Midnight's Edge Rage. We have over 120 people live with us. If you guys are from Midnight's Edge, welcome everybody. Say hello to everyone. Jill, got a member, Jill. Love the kid for being base and outspoken despite the woke leftists. Well, here's the thing, Jill. I agree with you to a certain point. She's base. We're talking about Jenna Ortega, but don't get it wrong. She's also has progressive ideals. What she does not do is disrespect anyone that disagrees with her. And I think that is really, really important. Oh, look, we got here. Oh my God, 5 gifted Latino Slam memberships. We reached our goal. Oh man, Mr. Tickle Chunk with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Those 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. live in the chat. Want to thank all 128 of you guys. We're also on X. Man, this is fantastic. We've reached our goal right off the bat. We're really trying to pick up on the love and attention to our members, and that's really important, guys. The next membership exclusive is going to be some on the scene footage and interviews that I'm going to do tonight at a movie premiere that I've been invited to do the Q&A afterwards. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I won't say anything else until it's done. How about that? But it's gonna be a membership exclusive first. Okay. So just following up on that. I don't have a problem with her being liberal as I used to be, but as faculty, I always had to play devil's advocate. Yeah, again, I think that's the beauty of Jenna, is that she speaks her mind, and she wants people to speak her mind, and she says, I want everyone to be able to disagree and still love each other and not cancel each other. Okay, that is that. Again, thank you guys so much. We're trying to get Fletcher in here. He's trying to get his Wi-Fi, but again, I want to thank Mr. Chickle Chunk for the early super chats. Okay, our special guest is here. This gentleman, he started something very special. It's called Chicano Hollywood. You talk about independent thinking. You talk about independent minding. You talk about independent driven. You talk about, you know what, Hollywood, I'm no longer waiting by the phone for you to ring me. We're going to start our own thing. We're going to do our own thing called Chicano Hollywood. Johnny Murillo's here, everybody. ¿Qué pasó, Johnny? Take it away.
Oh, Paulie, I am loving your show, bro. This is fun. I'm really liking everything you're doing.
You know, homie, I can't believe that you haven't been on yet.
I know we've been trying. I'm like, okay, finally, let's do it. And when we connected again, I'm like, oh yes, let's do it. So I'm glad you have a great show. I've been on a few podcasts and shows like this, and I really love the format. I love the interaction with your audience. So any of your audience is listening. I mean, that to me is beautiful, allowing that type of interaction. You know, what's up, Lord Thoth? Thank you for that.
Hey, Lord Thoth or Fletcher, can you guys drop ChicanoHollywood.com in the chat as we start getting into it? So why don't you tell our audience? I'll do it Tim Pool style. Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, so my name's Johnny Murillo. So I'm a producer basically here in Hollywood, and I'm also the founder of Chicano Hollywood, which our mission is to basically build a platform underneath the Chicano Latino voice. You know, I tell people all the time that the days are over when Latinos step on each other to get to the next level. Now we have to lock arms and do it together, you know, and that's our mission. And I like what you said earlier, Paulie. We did not intentionally want to say, you know, hey, we don't need your studio anymore. We don't need the Hollywood system. But that's what is evolving. You know, we're coming to a point in filmmaking. There's a major reset going on right now, and I think the era of independent filmmaking is here, and there's a lot of opportunity for us to just do our own thing. Doesn't mean we don't want to work with the studio system, or we don't want to work with the established system that Hollywood has, but we don't have to. That's the big thing right now. We can do this on our own. You know, there's just some things that we've established already with, you know, distribution, production, skills, equipment. Those are all things that are now attainable, which back in the day you couldn't do that, but we couldn't do it. Yeah,
it was like now we have seemingly a couple of add-ons to your phone, and you have a walking camera crew.
Oh my gosh, exactly, bro. I saw a beautiful documentary the other day about the border life and so on, is by David. And when I saw the whole documentary, I think it was like 45 minutes. At the end, it says shot on iPhone. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. So honestly, we're there. We don't need we don't have the limitations that we used to. And if, you know, people are saying that there's any kind of racist gates that are up, you know, whether they exist or don't exist, but we don't even have to knock on those gates anymore. We don't even have to go through those gates. We do it ourselves, you know. So it's a whole different ballgame now.
Very well said. So well said. And look, we're gonna bring this up real quick because we just shared the link, and we're gonna talk about Elevate, the conference, as one of our news items. But put a pin in this, guys, because one of the gentlemen that Johnny got is one of our favorites, Xolo Mariduena. to
Yeah.
come on to elevate to the conference. That is dope, brother.
Yeah. No, he's great. Obviously this guy. He's like Jenna Ortega, like you mentioned earlier. These are young Hollywood, and they're killing it. These are the names that are floating in the general audience, not just the Chicano Latino audience, but this is mainstream international. And you have Xolo, you have Jenna, that are just on the rise. That and what's beautiful about them that they're not, they're accepted all across the world, and they bring us with them. There's a growing appetite for brown talent, Latino talent, and that's exciting. They're breaking it down for us.
Well, we're going to get back to this, guys. I wanted to bring this up. Wanted you guys to check it out, to see all the great work Johnny's doing, and to just kind of tease you and dazzle you with that. But man, are we ready to get into some topics or what, brother?
Let's talk, brother. Let's talk. This is Latino Slant. Let's slant it up.
So this is our pop and political show. So we're going to jump back and forth between pop and political topics. We just did our first one. You have any thoughts there on the Jenna Ortega box office for Beetlejuice?
Oh man, that's just another exclamation mark that Latinos are the ones that are keeping theatrical releases alive. Now, understand, if we did not show up, these films would not be making profit. We're the profit margins. And filmmakers, studios need to recognize, if you don't diversify your cast, now for the most part, let me counter a little bit on that. For the most part, we Latinos support good movies. It doesn't always have to be brown skin. We support good movies. So, but when you do include us, we show up even more. And you got Jenna, who obviously those numbers that you just quoted, and knowing how movies are made, that's the profit margin.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. So
and you know what I'm excited about her is that she's documenting how she's getting gentified again.
Yeah.
Not being so-called Latina enough. She's actually talking about a very unique phenomenon that we go through here, as far as being Chicana, not speaking the language, and then she goes to Mexico City for the Beetlejuice premiere, and she's visiting the Frida Kahlo museum, and she's sharing that with us. It's like she is a walking history lesson that me and you know all about. This is fantastic.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. And I love the idea that when they walk away and count their money, they're gonna know how do they make money on that movie. It's because we showed up, and that has to make a big point. We got to make some noise about that.
Well, thank you for giving your thoughts. Let's get to the first political news item. JD Vance, vice presidential candidate under Trump, is taken out of context again. I mean, I want to bring this up. I want to get your opinion. Okay. This was in regards to, unfortunately, the school shooting the other day, and AP News put this headline out, and I purposely on purpose, screenshot this. Take a look at the bottom, guys. JD Vance says school shootings are a fact of life, calls for better security, and then immediately everyone went after him. There goes JD again, talking smack, talking this, he's crazy, he's weird. Riley Gaines, who's a swimmer, for women's rights, whatever, she put this up, says it would be a shame if everyone saw the clip of what he actually said. I'm like, what's going on here, Johnny? So then I was like, okay, well, let me screenshot this. I clicked the link and it wasn't working. And then an hour later, we went from JD Vance says school shootings are a fact of life to JD Vance says he laments that school shootings are a fact of life.
Yeah.
Huge difference, Johnny.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, real quick?
That's a press, bro. That's a press. I mean, it's all about clickbait. It's all about getting people to their platforms so they can show their advertisers how many clicks they get, so they can ask more for ads. It all goes back to that. The media. It's sad. There's also the agendas are driven behind it as well. But when you're an editor and you're looking for the best clickbait as possible. Now, they're gonna cater to their audience as well. So the AP, they know who their audience is, what their audience likes. They cater all of that clickbait to their audience so they can get the clicks and so on. So it's disgusting because we don't have honest media anymore. But when you look through history, maybe we never have. It's always going to be about the headlines, and it's always that. You look at any kind of manipulation. It's always been that way. There's always a level of corruption in everything. To say, is it in a heated time right now? Yes, with the media, with corruption on both sides. I mean, it's hot right now. But historically, that's just how human beings are. By them doing that, now they corrected it, and I think Ryan Gaines made people, go and actually hear the whole thing. That would talk about wording it right so I can get people to see what he actually said. But yeah, my anything like that, anything mainstream media, I don't pay attention to anymore. I just stop because and we have the Latino slant, but they have whatever their slant is gonna be, it's gonna put it, they're catering to their audience, and they're trying to get those clicks from money, and my biggest, I guess my encouragement is gonna be to any readers, is our audience, is that just do your research and understand that what you're reading, we will have some kind of bias.
Do your research.
Do your research.
I paid for a service called Ground News, and they actually filter the articles, and they'll tell you it leans right, it leans left. It's fantastic.
Wow, that's great.
That's great.
Yeah. What's great about that is that puts you in that honest journalism.
Well, it's like, Johnny, because it's like, okay, if we're gonna do this Friday half political show, I like to be well versed, right? Yeah. So let's take a look at the video. Let's take a look at what JD actually said, because we can. Let's take a look at it.
I don't like this. I don't like to admit this. I don't like that this is a fact of life. But if you are a psycho and you want to make headlines, you realize that our schools are soft targets. And we have got to bolster security at our schools so that a person who walks through the front door.
So he says, the first thing he says, I don't even want to admit this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sad fact of life.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, he laid it out. I mean, it's honestly, and it's a true, sincere statement. I mean, we had another shooting, and these are getting old. And when Columbine happened back in the 90s, I was there. I was in Denver. I was a pastor. I had a bunch of young students with me that I was prepping them for ministry. We heard what happened in Columbine. I got a call immediately. They called me because I did over there, and they said, "Can you come and help us?" So within an hour of the shooting, I was there with the team, and we were ministering to thousands of kids that were all gathering. They came from all kinds of other schools too, but the kids that were there from Columbine High School. And I mean, literally, the bodies were still there. I saw, I was able to get close, and I saw, some bodies covered. I was doing some press, right? Some things right there by Rachel Scott's car. They had it all covered by this time with flowers and so on. So I remember when this changed the world. I was there, and it was heartbreaking. I was thinking, how did this happen? And these two kids, I mean, I don't even like to repeat their name, but their names are in my head. They wanted to become infamous. So it doesn't matter whether they're using a gun or a knife or a bat. If someone's a psycho, they're going to do what they got to do. And, I agree. Our schools are soft targets. We got to secure them. And what's going to happen?
Very vulnerable. It's a very vulnerable
and then
place.
The Uvalde thing, the Uvalde, I said Uvalde, the Uvalde thing in Texas, that one is the most heartbreaking, because there was cops there, and for whatever reason, the leadership didn't let them respond the way they should have. And even I remember after Columbine, they changed protocol where you don't pause and try to negotiate hostages. You advance right away, and you get in there right away and try to stop the carnage, basically. Well, however that came out, those cops weren't allowed to do that. Yeah. And bad decisions, bad leadership, and so on. But
bad. terrible.
It
worst, bro.
Again, it's a soft target. There's soft targets all over the place. Look at Europe right now, right? They have strict gun laws, but they're getting knifed.
Look at California. We have strict gun laws.
Yeah,
I think we have some of the strictest in the country.
Exactly. So to me, it's like, I think the key word is, if you're a psycho and you're looking for fame, we got to be on guard for that. And I'm like, protect the schools. I love the idea of getting veterans employed there, and and I don't know the whole details with this particular shooting that just happened, but
sure,
you're hearing stuff now about how they got a warning that there was 5 schools in danger and all this kind of stuff, and that was the first one. To me, it's like, why didn't they just take the warning serious, send a couple patrol cars, park them in front, one in the back, and just stay there for a couple of hours, at least something to discourage. But whatever. I mean, I'm not in their shoes, so you feel like, okay, I don't want to overjudge them, but
right. I like Johnny, the idea of a completely new direction to solve this.
Yeah.
Right. As far as, hey, we have veterans who want purpose in life. They know all about being there for their fellow soldier. Being they have an experience that we don't have.
Yeah.
I would want them to protect my children.
Exactly.
I think that's a fantastic idea, and it also gives these vets purpose. Obviously you do. There's something there. I think that's a great idea, Johnny. Let's listen to the video. Let's watch the rest of this video.
We've got to bolster security so that if a psycho wants to walk through the front door and kill a bunch of children, they're not able to. I don't like this. I don't like to admit this. I don't like
it. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely right. I mean,
it is. Yeah, they got included in the budget.
What do you guys think in the chat? How about that? We want to know what you guys think in the chat right now.
Yeah,
that's
chat.
I
love your chat. Let me see it.
Yeah, they're bad. Member of the channel, Dan Crane says, "Hail, Polly, hail! ¿Qué pasó?"
Dan Crane.
Yeah, man, we got some wonderful people, and we got 6 more new members. Fire Dragon has become a YouTube member.
Congrats.
Fire Dragon. Then he gifted 5 memberships, and let's bring up those gifted 5 members. I mean, we've blown through our 5, goal of 5. I think we got like 12 now. So
nice.
David Walker, Girl Swirl, the Bosco, Blackjack, Hannibal Grin.
What a cool name. They have all these cool names. Look at those names.
You know what? These names are so creative.
Yeah. Mine's Johnny or John. That sucks. I mean, I want to.
No, we like Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny was the name of my favorite uncle, man.
Andale, I love Johnny.
Favorite uncle, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Veteran,
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we're here with Johnny Murillo, Chicano Hollywood. We're talking pop. We're talking politics. How's everyone else out there doing in the chat? We also got a $2 super chat from Pilgrim Media. I love chicken enchiladas and chile rellenos. Thank God it's Friday.
That's my favorite. Pilgrim Media, have you ever had green chili, hatch green chili from New Mexico? That to me, and people don't here in California don't get it, but people in Burke and New Mexico, that area, you get hatch green chili. So try that next time if you get to New Mexico. It's the best.
I've been there several times. I've had exactly what you said. Absolutely amazing. If I had to choose between enchiladas and rellenos, because my tia just slays them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely slays them.
Yeah.
God, I need to go visit. Baldwin Park, man.
Oh yeah. No, that's a hard one. When I go to any new Mexican restaurant, my go-to is enchiladas with cheese. But the rellenos, they're right there for second. So
yeah, I mean, you're right, brother. You're right. And are you Brandon's going to be in town next week with the David Cello.
Yeah, Brandon.
So I think we're all going to have dinner soon together.
Oh yeah, love Brandon.
So excited. Thank you so much, Pilgrim Media. Thank you so much for the new gifted memberships. Let's play a video, and we'll be right back. I always love Puerto Rican women and the congas that they there it is. Be right back. All right, muchísimas gracias, mi gente, in the chat, on X. If you're coming to us from Instagram, if you're coming to us from Chicano Hollywood's people, welcome. Everyone in the chat, please say hello to each other. Then do me a favor, the members of the channel, right now, throw down some emojis. I want to see emojis. I want to see Slantino emojis. I want to see Mexican Iron Man emojis, piñatas, calaveras. Throw them down right now, live in the super chat. Johnny, you having a good time?
Yeah, I just found the chat right now. Now I'm looking at everything.
Yeah. Pretty wild, isn't it?
Oh yeah, really cool. I love it, man. Cool.
Yeah, there they are. They're throwing down.
How's your audience, bro?
Yeah,
what a
they're
great
wonderful.
Yeah.
We even have this for the gringos. White Tino.
Oh, for the Miklos? All right.
The Miklos. The Miklos. That is hilarious, everybody.
On our side, yeah.
Yeah, Cosmic Nerdy Gemini. What is that? A burrito?
Cosmic Nerdy Gemini. See, look at all these cool names. Oh, Dan Crane, you like me. I like
Dan. White Tino. Jill, what's up, Jill?
Jill Powers, the River Daughter.
Jill Powers, the River Daughter. Love it.
Oh, that's like a.
I love it, guys. Wait a minute. You just became a member? Oh, wait, that's someone else. That's Johnny Murillo. Johnny's been a member. Speaking of, he sent us a membership chat. Polly Amirage. The thought of being shot never crossed my mind in junior high school. No.
Mm-hmm.
Fist fights, rumbles were it. What has changed?
Yep. Seriously.
Murillo, go ahead, take a crack at that.
I mean, honestly, same with me. I mean, I'm sure we're all in that same age group, but back in late 70s, early 80s, junior high years, you're going skin on skin. I mean, I have fun memories. The first time I went from a all Chicano Mexican elementary school in San Jose called Washington Elementary. Then my first day, that's when they started busing us. They would bus us from the black neighborhoods to the white neighborhoods, right? So we got bused over to a junior high called Markham Junior High in an area called Willow Glen. And first day of school was when I first, came across racism. Our school was 7th, 8th, and 9th. So I'm in 7th grade in wood shop, and this stoner comes by and he just bumps me. And I thought, I was young and innocent. I said, "Oh, excuse me," right? I didn't faze me. Then he bumped me again. And I'm like, "What is going on?" So now I'm freaking out. And out in the hallway, after the bell rang, him and his there's like three of them. They grabbed me, threw me against the wall, and called me a spick. I'm like, what the heck's a spick?
That's an oldie but goodie.
I know, but now I'm like, wait, I'm what's the spick? I'm a beaner. Spicks are Puerto Ricans, right? So I'm a beaner, right? Go on. At the time, I didn't know what was going on, man. So they had me against the wall. They're starting to wail on me. But my brother and his homies, they were these little 9th grade cholitos. They were there and they came up on them and they took them, they got into a rumble. It was skin on skin. We threw it down. Now, I didn't. That particular day, I was freaking out and crying probably. But it was skin on skin. And we worked it out in high school. Those same kids that called me a spick because I was the one on campus that knew the most about cars because I had a 53 Chevy. I was a low rider and my shop teacher gave me the keys to the shop. I can work on it anytime I want. So now those same kids are coming to me saying, "Hey, Johnny, can you help me tune my car up? Hey, Johnny, can you help me with this?" And we became friends. So you work out those things. But what the heck is going on now that these kids are bringing in drugs? Now, it has a lot to do with the influences they're watching on the internet. Has a lot to do with the meds that they're on. And it has a lot to do with those type of family environment. I mean, there's a rapid deterioration of the home. And I'm kind of following the story now in Georgia, but obviously this kid had some issues. They arrested his dad.
They arrested his dad. Yeah.
Yeah. So think
Yeah.
about that. The whole deterioration of the family. What is going on? It's heartbreaking, but we got to figure out how to, if that's the future of America, we got to figure out how to save and protect what we have, protect who's there, and kind of, get back to where we are again. The family is a key unit for a strong nation, and we got to get back to getting the family, getting the kids in order. It's my opinion.
Yeah,
and
it's a good opinion. It's a really good opinion. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It's the state becoming your parent and not your family.
And that never worked. They tried that in Russia. They tried it in Cuba, in the Soviet Union. They tried it in Cuba, other communist countries. That doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And I'm all for good social programs within reason. That can help a brother out, help a sister out, and get them back on their feet. But so you take that. Plus, you said social media. Then we haven't even talked about the principles and values of whatever culture you're from. And if we're from a collective American culture, then where's God in this? Where's your spirituality in this?
Yeah.
What is being there for your fellow neighbor, your fellow countryman? Where's that in play?
Yeah.
That none of that is celebrated in our schools.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane, man.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, I mean, it's basically you're going back to the Ten Commandments. Those rules are set for a reason. They were basic principles: how to treat your parents, how to treat your neighbors, how to all those basic things, and we just got to get back to that. So I love that about our Chicano Latino community. There's still a belief in God, and the moment you lose that, whether you're wander far away, however you want to measure that. But as long as there's a belief in a higher power, a bigger faith. I was a pastor for 23 years, so I'm big on faith, right?
Me too.
There's an anchor there. There's an anchor, and we've got to have that anchor. That's what's going to keep us, solid.
Well, yeah. I mean, my chat knows some of my story. Being born again, and then it's been 9 years now of being clean and sober. None of that. It might.
I'm here. Are you there?
Okay,
folks. I'm taking over the chat
now.
Okay, now Paulie's back. All right.
Wait, hold on. Now I can't hear you. Give me a second. This is what happens. Anytime. It's so weird. Check 1, 2, 3.
Check 1, 2.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. I could hear you.
Why can I not hear you, Johnny? Are you muted?
No. I could hear.
Okay.
I could hear you.
Hello, hello, hello. I need to be able to hear you, and it's not working.
I can hear you. Hello. Hello.
I know.
Hello. Let me see.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, Johnny. Come on through.
I'm here. Hello. Testing 1, 2. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
What is going on? This is what I get. Anytime I touch this mic, it just screws things up. What's happening? What's happening, people? Testing. Wait. Fletcher here.
Yeah, I could hear you. So in the chat, can you hear me and Paulie, or can you just hear?
You're on the private chat. You're saying, yeah, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So we can't. Let me pop out, but I'll pop back in. Okay, say hello to people in the chat. Go ahead.
I'm here. Hello, chat. Hey, this is the Chicano Slant. This is John Murillo. I'm your host, and we're talking about politics and pop culture. Let me tell you my opinion while we're waiting for Paulie to come back in. Right now, because the way the demographics are, the way the data is showing, we're in the beginning of a Chicano Latino renaissance. And Paulie, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm good now.
All right. I've just been.
All right, let's go. Let's hear from you guys. I start some messages. Jill Powers, I agree with you. The campuses around are very open. However, there are always sheriffs in their cars stationed at all entrances. Okay. Thanks again, Johnny, for kicking off this great conversation. Donna Mutilation. I'm from Germany. Am I a Germtino? I don't know if that sounds good. you're a Slantino. You're a Slantino, homie.
A germ Chicano. Yeah.
Germ Chicano.
You know
It's like,
what's cool, Paul, is that when I look at our followers on social media, there's a Chicano community in Germany. They're big in Japan, in Vietnam, in Brazil, in Sweden, and different parts of the Middle East. So yeah, I'm amazed. Of course, in Mexico, right? I'm amazed that our culture is all over the place. So, and it's growing. It's
absolutely
growing. What's up, Pete Den Cat? What's up? So
what's up? Since Corner says mental health declines, breakdown of nuclear family, these have largely led to such issues in society.
I agree. That's
Sander, maybe the breakdown of traditional family, both parents working sometimes multiple jobs, lack of authority over the kids hanging out with the wrong people. So many variables.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. It's true. The breakdown of the nuclear family is when the kids, latchkey kids, which were our generation, right, Gen X, were coming home to nobody at home, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and that's what I did. It's my older brother, my younger brother. We did what we're gonna do because mom was always working, single mom.
Yeah.
So all those factors, they contribute to delinquency and loneliness too. There's no stability. There's a foundation is rock, and I'm a big believer that anyone can get healed from all that. They surrender to the Lord, they get that healed. I had very bad father figure experiences. My real dad was a wino, right? He's a wino. They call him homeless and unhoused, but to me, he was a freaking wino that just chose the booze over us. Never knew him. Met him twice. Both times he was drunk. One time he didn't have a leg because he got run over by a train, right? So he was, he was at, my stepdad was caught up in the higher levels of being caught up in that side of the other side of the business stuff kind of, and they took him out in 76. And once they took him out, now it was my mom and 5 kids. So all that rocked our world, obviously.
Wow.
I got stable. I settled and started going to church. Really surrendered my life and we're good. I raised my 3 kids. I got 5 grandkids. There's no sense of loss because of no male father figure role. They know me as a great dad. And my grandbabies, they love me. Grandpa's the hero. So I could have gone the other way. I could have become a drug addict. I could have become an alcoholic. But something changed in me. And I surrendered, and I said, okay, I remember when my son was born. The doctor took him from my wife. They were going to cut him. I cut the umbilical cord. They gave him to me. It was in 1991. And I had him. And I remember I turned around, and I looked, and I faced the wall. And it was like a window. And I said, God, I don't know how to be a dad. I'd never had a dad, but I need you to help me. Help me raise this boy. And that surrendered. So then from that point on, I really just let the Lord lead me on how to be a dad. And so far, everything's good. They're all grown up now, so it's on them, but so far.
Well, we're here, everyone, with Johnny Murillo, Chicano Hollywood, going over pop and political topics of the day. If you guys have been on thelatinoslant.com, our prolific film critic, Rosa Para, she brings it every week. She just did her great Beetlejuice review. She's here in the chat. Rosa's incredible. Thank you so much for being part of the Latino Slant, Rosa. And saludos back to you. Hola, hermanos. Hola, what's up, Lord? Good to have you here. Okay, I think we need to let's get to another news item, and that news item is you. Chicano Hollywood presents September. What does that say?
13 and 14.
September 13th and 14th of 2024 at the Montalban Theater in Hollywood. Elevate Conference. Register now. Learn from several expert panels featuring these speakers and more.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah, we're excited.
Walk us through it, brother. Walk us through what the goals are here of this fantastic thing. And is it obviously it's open to the public?
Oh yeah. Go to our website, grab a ticket. I'll tell you how it started. Last year, 2022, in right around May, I was thinking, you know what, let's get a few producers together and just get some tacos and just talk shop. I just want to, you're in this grind, and if you feel lost and alone, you're like, it gets discouraging. So I thought, let me get a few guys together and we'll just talk shop. And when we called it a producer's lunch, and I thought maybe 20, 25 guys, producers coming together, guys, girls. And so I called the taquero friend of mine and said, hey, bro, can you get some, maybe feeding up to 20, 25? He goes, yeah, I'll get it ready for you, right? Anyways, I just put it out on our social media. Hey, we're going to have producers lunch. Anyone want to come? And I pictured just hanging out, some picnic tables. And we had like over 200 people show up, right? I remember like the night before, I told my taquero, bro, it's going to be a lot more. Just come prepared, right? So 200 show up, and we threw together a presentation, and we just gave as much value as possible. And I remember we did it, and it was like from 10 to like maybe 1 o'clock. And people are coming up to me, that's it? That's all? I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, it's all we planned for. I didn't think you guys would come. And they said, we need to do more. So then I thought, okay, let's do a 2-day conference in September, right? So as a pastor, I used to throw a lot of these conferences, right? I used to do a lot of youth outreach and stuff. And so I said, let's do a conference in September. So I asked my church if we could do it there. And they're cool that we could do it there. And we did it. So we had 500 people show up, right? And so of course, right there now, the momentum, we had like Eddie James Olmos, we had Louis Guzman, we had all these other great speakers coming in, Emilio Rivera, right? All these guys, they all came in, and it was just great panels, discussions, and just amazing. So then we're like, okay, we just went on, and we just kept doing as we felt directed to do. We did training, we've done outreaches and stuff like that. So Elevate is all about, the number one thing, the value is when people connect with each other. I tell people all the time, show up, because you're going to meet your film family there. You have to show up. You have to connect with people. There's people that they want to make movies, but they don't know a cameraman. They don't know a sound guy. They don't know a writer. They don't know a director. Well, they can go to Elevate and meet those people. Now, I love it when I get messages all the time saying, hey, we just finished another project with people that we met at Elevate. So we're going to all get together, and we're going to have these panels, and we're going to hear from these experts. And some of the people you see there, they're doing amazing things. These are Chicanos and Latinos. And I love it because they have pushed through a lot of the barriers that we have to face when it comes to get into this industry. So because they pushed through, I want them to talk about how they got there. I tell the panelists all the time, don't tell me about your $30 million movies. I want to know how you got there, because we in the audience are on that same journey. So the number one thing that you're going to get is networking with people just like you that are in this industry, have the same passions. Number two, you're going to hear from people that are on the same journey as you. They might be a few steps ahead, and they're still on their own journey as well, but they're a few steps ahead. So it's like, okay, how do we follow that? What are you doing? And it'll be encouraging, So it's going to be a great event to be elevated, and people are going to walk away from there like, okay, now I'm ready to do this, So it's a big booster in confidence, a big booster in not feeling alone, and they're ready to do it. I don't hear you. What happened, Paulie? I don't hear you. Can you hear me?
Cosmic Nerdy Gemini, who's a homie here in Southern California, asked, how much are tickets?
Tickets right now are $123, but I am giving this Latino Slant a 30% discount.
What?
So jump on there. I'm going to give you a code right now. And that code, use the code VICTORY.
Victory. Okay, so let's geez. Let me do a banner.
Yeah, just do a banner.
Let me see. Ticket.
Actually, you know what we could do is let's make it customized to yours, bro. We're gonna use the code Latino Slant, and we're going to make it where it will be that would be the code that you get for your audience. So I'm gonna send it right now as we are talking. I can do this.
So one word, Latino Slant.
Yeah, Latino Slant.
Okay, so.
And they're going to get, if they use that code, 30% off.
So what does the 125 get us?
So you got 2 days of panels and a mixture Friday night. So you're gonna have the inspiration, you're gonna have the networking, you're gonna have the mixer at night's gonna have some. We have some sponsors that are coming in, vendors and so on that are gonna contribute their.
Gonna have some of these musical artists performing at all?
No, not performing. We're gonna do another event where they actually perform, but when you it's a whole different ballgame to set up for performances. So I'm more on this right here is more on inspiration and hearing from them.
Sure,
so,
they're talking. Yeah.
So you're gonna hear their stories. You see Xolo there, you see Vanessa right here. Look at this one. Yeah, Vanessa, she's wonderful.
Let's cover 3 of the panels here. So really quickly, you got independent film. Rick Tellez, he produced A Million Miles Away. Great insight. That I would love to attend.
Yeah,
then you got Joel Gonzalez, the co-producer, and he was part of Netflix, The Long Game, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Jump on over to Latinos on Cobra Kai. I mean,
Cobra Kai. Yeah, you got Abe Martinez. He's the DP. Abe and I have been friends for 16 years now. We worked on a food series together way back when. He's a DP. So if you look at this new season of Cobra Kai, you see where they let him do his thing. Very, very cinematic, right?
Yeah.
And then you got, of course, Xolo, who's the lead, and Joel is one of the directors, and then Vanessa, one of the other leads. So they're going to be talking about, the success of Cobra Kai and, of course, their journeys. How did they get there? What got them? What opened the doors? And that's the most inspiring thing for me is to hear what they're doing and how they got there.
And then the animators.
Yeah, you have Yvette Merino. She is the exec producer of Encanto.
Wow.
And right now she's working on the new Moana. And then you have Angela Sanchez. She is one of the writers of the Disney series called Primos. And then you got Rosa. She's done some other animation. And then it's going to be moderated by Encrema. She has an animation called Blaxican because it's all based on her life.
I like it.
Raised in Mexico, but she has an African-American father. And so she's a Blaxican. And right here, that's film commissions. That, to me, if you're a producer, you got to learn how to work with these guys. If you want to, I produced a movie in New Mexico, and it was a $2.2 million movie. And we worked with the film commission there, and we were able to get back a pretty healthy rebate, a check of the money we spent there, part of the money that we spent. So those are very, very important relationships to have,
So this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's
September 13th and 14th, Montalban Theater. There's parking right next to the theater. It's very easy to get to.
Yeah.
And where's Jesse going to be speaking on? Jesse's a lead actor in A Flaming Hot. That was a great film.
Yeah, Jesse's going to be on the storytellers panel.
Gotcha.
And he's going to be there. And he's a producer too, so it's going to be all about telling how to tell stories for the general audience. That's a big key. That's like Jenna and Xolo. They are in general audience content where it's not just specific for the Latino audience. So and that's what with Jesse and some of the others on that panel, they crossed over, which is a great thing because they puts us in a whole different ballgame. So that'll be on Saturday. We have Gary Alazarki. He's the one that directed Father of the Bride, the remake with that they did with Gloria Estefan.
Andy Garcia. Yeah,
Andy. Yeah. And then you have Moises Zamara. He's the showrunner for the Selena series that was on Netflix. So it's going to be a good panel. The idea of how to get into that audience, how to create stories, our stories especially.
So let's do this. Anyone who seriously wants to attend, okay, but let's just say even with the discount, it's like, it's a little steep. Latino Slant will cover half of your ticket. So what I want you to do is email me right now, latinoslant@gmail.com, because I want to make sure you guys attend. So Gemini, if you really, really want to attend, I want you to, anyone can email me right now, latinoslant at gmail.com, because that's really important because if you got the passion, man, we got to get you guys there.
Yeah, we got to get you there.
So we'll,
That's so important. Thanks for doing that, bud. Because I do that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want you
course,
there.
man.
You know,
Of course, we want to see you there. That's the whole thing.
And you
wanna see
will leave inspired. You're gonna leave like, okay, this is, that's what I love about our events is that when people walk away, they know that they met somebody, they know that they got the inspiration they needed, and they know they're gonna keep going. And that's what I want the most.
Well, thank you so much, brother. We get some more, obviously, political stuff to keep talking about, but it's good to, we'll come back at the end of the stream and talk about the Elevate one more time. Rosa Para has also pledged that she will donate money as well. So here's how we'll do it then. Thank you, Rosa. You're so kind.
Thank you, Rosa.
Anyone that wants to attend, you need to email me ASAP. We'll work the discount. We'll work it out to where you get the ticket, and we just want to get you there. Oh, I misspelled my email. That happens all the time. I mean, the whole thing's wrong. Hold on a second. LatinoSlant@gmail.com. Get it right, Polly, so the people can get a hold of you. Oh, that's pretty funny. Over 95 of you guys hanging out with us on X, on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. We're here with Johnny. We got a super chat while you were talking, Johnny, about the Elevate. And this brother has an incredible channel. His name is Derek Anderson, the DA, for $10. Just something for the tip jar. Keep killing it, Polly.
Nice. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You know what, man? You know who really loves Tembolas is our tío that loves Tigrito. We'll be right back. Pretty good chops, huh?
Gives you chills. That gives you the chills.
I got another one for you. But Calavera 310. What city is this event? Hollywood.
The Ricardo Montalban Theater in Hollywood on Vine Street. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the website. They'll have all the addresses, the details and stuff. But if you want to go Calavera, again, email me right now and we'll get the discount. We'll get it paid. We'll make it happen, guys. We'll make it happen. This is great. I'm glad people are interested. Polly's the only Latino with a Gmail account. Yeah, I messed that up. Hey, we have a poll going on in the chat. 82 people have voted so far. Wow. Okay, here's the question. Who will make tortillas cheap again? Leading with 51%, Trump. Let's talk about it. Wow. 24% make tortillas at home. 20% neither. It's the economy, man. 5% Kamala. She has the masa. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That is too funny. Our producer, Fletcher Williams, comes up with those. And he's a clever gentleman. He's going to be joining us in a few minutes. And he's looking forward to meeting you as well, Johnny. He's been traveling and all that good stuff. But he's a cool brother that's been helping us with the show. I've been learning from him about like equipment and everything just for my setup. It's a trip. That's a trip. Okay. What else? Where are we? Let's go.
I love what Sander Hammers said.
What's Sander saying?
Con. You got to be an Gen Xer to know what that means. But I see you, Sander. I see you. Yeah.
Well, Sander, in the Montalban Theater, there are old black and white photos of Montalban from his career, and there's this huge one of him as Khan, and it is gorgeous, man. It is gorgeous. The chat's going off, dog. The chat is going off. Okay, and joining us is Fletcher Williams. What's up, brother?
For the cheer.
Oh no. What did I come to? Ricardo Montalcan?
Con. You gotta say con.
Con!
Well, you're just in time for this hot topic issue that we're going to bring up. Are you guys ready?
Bring it up, bro.
All right, let me find it. There's so much going on here, man. Did I lose it?
The plane, Jill. Again, if you're Gen X, you know what the plane means.
I found it, guys. Here we go for our next political topic here. Harris favors heavily over Trump among Hispanic Catholic voters. Shocker. And I'm not being funny. From the Catholic News Agency, Real Clear poll finds Hispanic Catholics are nearly twice as likely to support Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris over Republican nominee Donald Trump, according to a new poll. Now, the poll was conducted between August 28th, August 30th, surveyed over 1,000 Catholics, and has a margin error of plus minus 3 percentage points. The study found out that 59.4% of Hispanic Catholics plan to vote for Harris in November versus 30.4% who intend to vote for Trump. Thoughts? Let's hear it from the Catholic himself, and he's a Latino, Fletcher.
Yeah, I don't know who they were polling for this one. It's like we polled all the Catholics standing inside the line to vote for Harris, or all the Catholics in the college campus that were also, holding picket signs or something like that. It's like, yeah, I don't know about this one. This one looks sus, of the meme. I don't know any of these Catholics. Reach out to me, brothers and sisters. We'll get you straightened out.
Yeah, and then sadly, it goes back to I don't know, to corrupt or gender-driven media, and a lot of those polls again don't believe everything you read, whether it comes from the right or the left, because they're going to be slanted, and it's just the way the world is now. So whenever I read anything like that, it's like, yeah, that doesn't make sense, but it's like, your values, you vote your values. Best thing to say,
Yeah. No, but it was crazy when you said that, because I was like, this is CNN. It's a pretty Catholic organization to
Yeah,
put
it's not CNN, it's CNA.
Yes. Yeah.
CNN. You'd expect this from CNN.
Yeah, EWTN.
Right.
Yeah. And then again, with when they poll it, how polling works. Depending on what outcome they want, they're gonna go to, based on the data that they have. They go to those same people and say, hey, we're gonna ask 1,000 people that we pre-selected, and we know which way you voted last time, so we're gonna pre-select who we vote, and that's how they get the results. So all that voting stuff, all the poll stuff, it's just like it's not, nothing is believable anymore.
Yeah, because this organization leans pretty left. If I believe,
right.
My wife just left the room, but I know that because I think she had told me about them before, which is they're kind of like the Catholic organization that is trying to make the church more acceptable to certain things that the church was never acceptable from. So it could, because they do all the stuff like, hey, did the Pope said this, and you're like, that's not what the Pope said.
Yeah.
So but they won't correct it. They'll just do like the headline to get the clicks. And then other people like stuff they kind of pick them up just to say, hey, look, Bishop, we got all these people are saying this. Maybe you're outdated. I don't know.
Let's read a little bit here. What do Hispanic Catholics think about the issues? Slight majority, 43.2%. They approve of the job Biden is doing as president. Well, okay. There you go. Well, 41% they disapprove. 15.8% they have no opinion. Yes, go ahead.
Wow. No, go ahead, Bo. Oh. Are you still there?
Oh yeah, I didn't know
Okay.
who wanted to
Oh,
say
no.
something.
No. Go
Are
ahead.
you done? Oh,
Yeah.
that was it?
I look at what CJC commented. It says, don't know any Catholics that prefer Trump.
Oh, we'll get to the comments. I've starred them. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll get
sorry.
to-
Yeah.
No. That's a good comment. It's
But that's
a really
a good comment.
comment.
Hit
I'm
that one.
starring them as we go along, and so is Fletcher. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Just about the article. What are your thoughts on the job approval? 43.2%. That's a lot of Hispanic Catholics, Johnny.
Well,
that
the thing
approve.
about it though is, again, it's going back to who they're polling. Now, understand the Catholic Church itself. It's not. It's not one per se. One group alone. It's divided up, just like on the Protestant side. There's all these denominations. So you have your Baptist, you have your Pentecostal, you have your whatever Presbyterian, right? Well, same with the Catholic Church. They have those that lean to the Jesuit teaching, those that lean to what's the other one? Is it Benedictine or something like that? Other teachings as well. So they all have
Benedictine.
emphasis, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, Benedict, right? And so depending on who and what their values are, they're going to actually say yes or no. There are, like the Jesuits themselves, they're big on social justice, big on open borders, big on that kind of stuff. So they're, if you poll them on certain things, they're going to lean one way. If you poll some of the other sects, they're going to lean another way. So to say that Catholics as a whole, that I don't think that's represents all of them. That represents whoever they were polling.
I don't know about that one. I know that there's a lot of, because the church in itself, we have tenets, even if they're like Jesuits or even if they're Dominicans, the tenets are still the same all throughout. The sects meaning in itself, they will have things to where I can't do X, or basically I take a vow of poverty. Another sect would not maybe take a vow of poverty. But the sects meaning like they're like, okay, the Jesuits believe in open border. They won't, it's not said that it's open borders, like what the Pope said recently, and everybody said the Pope wants open borders. What the Pope was talking about in Italian and Spanish is basically that there was an immigrant that got, basically he was malnourished and poorly treated when he was being held in Tunisia, and he passed away. So he's basically saying you have to treat immigrants humanely, because we're immigrants, the whole spiel, we're all immigrants and all that kind of stuff. You
Moral
have to
people,
treat them
human.
right.
He's talking about a humanitarian crisis. Yeah.
Right. He's talking about humanitarian crisis, and people
no one disagrees there. I'm told. Of course.
Correct. And it's like, if you take it out of context, it does say that the Pope's going like, yes, you have to let the immigrant in. What he's saying is, translated properly and listening to the whole thing, he's just saying you can't let somebody that's in your care just die. Totally, that's basic, but it's like it's misconstrued.
Yeah, I totally agree with you 1,000% on that. But I do know, like in the going back to the polling, does that represent the tenets? Yes, there's those basic tenets that the Catholic Church has, and also goes the same with the Protestant side. There's the basic tenets, the basic commandments, basic values that the evangelical side will have. Now, when it comes down to digging deep on politics, it's going to go back to those certain groups on how they believe. Going on the evangelical side, they're going to have there's some groups, again, like what you were saying earlier, how the Catholic Church has some groups that are trying to, maybe, I don't know how you were trying to word it, but watering down a little bit, or they're kind of redefining certain tenets that the Catholic Church is held to. The same thing happens on the evangelical side. You have a lot of, new, quote unquote, evangelical type of pastors that don't represent the traditional biblical values that evangelicals hold to. So if you go and poll 1,000 of them, they're going to say, oh yeah, this is what we're going this way. Versus if you go to Texas and poll 1,000 of them, evangelicals on the Baptist side or even the Pentecostal side, they're going to lean a certain way. So depending on the polling they were talking about, who do they go to? We all have the basic common tenets. To me, I look at both. Like, we're all Christian. We all believe in Christ as the Son of God. And then from there, it's just started getting divided up a little bit, and we all have different values. And some people lean harder on values that they connect with. Well, let's talk about the immigration thing. I'm with you on that. I I'm, this is where I veer off a little bit on my political standard. I don't, my social standings is, to me, is like, especially for Mexicanos, Latinos, you made it across the line, baby. You're here because my grandfather did that. And my dad did that. My wino dad, right? They made it across the line. So I'm like, I'm not going to be hypocritical about it and say, no, send them all back. I'm like, they freaking made it across. Ándale, a trabajar. That's my position on it. So you ask me about that particular question, I'll be like, if you made it across. I don't want it to be unsafe, though. I got my primos that are here on the border that are working on the terrorism defense side of it. These are my primos, and they're telling me, bro, it's crazy, So we got to make it safe, that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, and I'm going back to how my worldview of this. So whenever you're polling anybody, they're also just going to go back to what's their worldview and how they look at it, how it might be. Might be in favor of some of the things that the administrations do now. It might be in favor of what Trump's going to be doing. So you just always have to look at all these polls as they're going to be biased, and that's the goal.
Fletcher, great conversation, guys. Why don't you read from top to bottom the comments I've starred, and we'll take it from there.
All right, so we got C and Melly saying any Catholics rallying for Kamala is discussing after the Biden-Harris campaign went after Catholics is really messed up. My mom's parents came here legally from Mexico. I would never vote for that. I think we know what you're saying. Yeah, that's a statement right there. Yeah, it does seem like a lot of the Latino enclave, has not forgotten. I think especially right in Polly, like in California also too, a lot of people who were under her rule when she was DA in California. I know a lot of people in the Black community, they're not fond of how she handled a lot of things. So
yeah, very controversial tenure. And depending on who you talk to, she kept a lot of brown and Black people in jail,
right,
longer than they should have been. Some people actually sued after the fact.
I follow this one guy on Instagram, and he's like straight up like, I think he was the guy that she tried to hide evidence from.
Oh, wow.
Man, he blasts her all the time. He's like, I'm the one. And I held quiet last time when they were running. They told me to, but now I'm coming out. So, there's some serious questions there,
Yeah, no, totally. So we got Juice saying 100. Oh, thank you, member of the channel, Juice. And also, if you want to become a member, please become a member. We're trying to, what's our goal today, Paul? What's our member goal today?
I think he said 5.
Oh, fine. Awesome. So,
Juice.
Pass it already? Nice. Yeah. So CJC says, don't know any Catholics that prefer Trump. The evangelicals seem to love him. Well, that you met one right here. And a lot more that I know. But I don't know. I guess you guys know any Catholics that prefer Trump? You guys know any of them?
I think they're out there, and even like I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I am an independent, and I think every Chicano should be an independent. I think, honestly, my opinion on both parties, one of them has no respect for us. The other one wants to keep us poor and stupid. So to me, it's like they gotta have to. They want my vote. They're gonna have to come to me, and I do my own research. I know my values, and you vote on that. So to me, it's like, don't any party that assumes they have us, whether they're whether they're conservative or Democrat, liberal, whatever it might be, we have to pull that away from them. Cannot assume, because the moment they assume they have us, they don't do anything to adjust or make policies that help us. So they got to earn our vote. So that's just my opinion on it. I'm neither one. I've been an independent voter for 20 years now. And I'm either party. I don't associate with, but I do vote.
All right, man. There you go. Earn the vote. That's what we're talking about. Jill Powers.
We have over 95 people watching us on X and on YouTube. Do me a favor, guys. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel here on YouTube. Double check. You might think you are, but YouTube's kind of funny. Double check right now. I am subscribed. Yes,
Shout
and
out
also
to
too.
Kenneth Castillo. My homie's on there.
Yeah, we're gonna get to him. Also too. Thank you to all. I think we have over 12 new members from today's stream.
Woo.
Incredible.
Ah.
Incredible.
Awesome. And
All right,
one
go
of
ahead.
those members, Jill the River's daughter, says most of these polls aren't really polls, just fictions made up by media. Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those polls where it's like, yeah, I did a poll and I did, invited everybody in my family to vote, and we all agree that I make the best carne asada. So
Yeah.
take it to the bank.
I will be hungry by the time this
Oh,
stream is done. It
There
will be
you
time
go.
to eat.
There you go. And Max Redstone says, I am a Jewish monolith. Yeah, it's one of those things. Everybody's a monolith until, you actually ask somebody a question. But that would take you actually asking somebody a question and talking to them.
I'm a Jewish monolith.
I'm a monolith.
I love it. I love it.
Donna Middleation says, yes, okay, let's open the borders to the Vatican. Yeah, they have a pretty high wall, and they already built it. But I do think the Mexicans did pay for that one, though. So I don't know. That is one of those things. So
Wow.
maybe that's what happened over there.
hey,
So-
trabajo, la chamba, trabajo.
Pura chamba. All right, we got the awesome Kenneth Castillo in La Casa.
Hey!
And he's all going, why you fools getting all religified?
Uh,
You guys going into the seminary or what?
I did
What?
already. I already got my degree. I'm good, bro. I'm not going back.
All right. So there you go, Kenneth, Mr.
Kenneth.
Castillo.
Yeah, all I gotta say is, Lord, hear my prayer.
There you
know.
go.
He's the homie. Love Kenneth.
We're gonna see that fool next
he's
week.
got
I
a
think.
panel
Oh,
too,
yeah,
actually,
I think we're all gonna have a dinner with Brandon.
with Brandon. Yeah. And Ken, he has he's gonna be our final panel, and we're solidifying some speakers. So Ken is always gonna be part of whatever we're doing. So freaking
Oh, man.
articulate. Ken knows he's a Chicano movie historian. I mean, he'll quote directors, writers, who was doing sound, who are the PAs. I mean,
Yeah.
he knows all that stuff on every movie.
Hey, do me a favor, Lord, if you can, man. I heard your oh boy.
Yes.
One of the wrenches, grab KennethCastillos.com. If you guys want to see movies, independent films, great entertainment, he's got one called Counterpunch with Danny Trejo. He's got one called Marigold. I believe that is on
Marigold.
Tubi. You can
That's
see
on
them
Chicano
free.
Hollywood TV. Forget Tubi.
Oh, it's on Hollywood TV. Okay, we'll talk
Hollywood
about that
TV.
later. There you go. There you go. Okay, go on there.
All right. So we got Cosme Nerd Gemini say, yo, trip out Polly. Yesterday I was wearing my US flag shorts. I was tripping out because I love American flag as a Hispanic. My little bro say I called attention. I don't think that is true.
Wait a minute. You were wearing a US flag shorts in
Yes.
public?
In public, yeah.
How dare you, Cosmic? How dare you?
It's Labor Day.
I know. And honestly, it depends because, LA is a bubble. That's the thing about it. I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
assuming Cosmic, you might be from LA, but if you're in LA, we're in a bubble and there's like an oversensitivity here in LA. And the moment you drive out, I'm talking you're crossing past Magic Mountain, you're going into Bakersfield, or you're going Victorville, you're going out. The moment you're driving out, it's a whole different world. And people need to get out of the bubble of LA. That's where all that kind of weird stuff happens. But you go the rest of the country, now when you start creeping into New York and Chicago, it might be different, but there's a whole other world that you're not going to feel the
Why is
kind
it
of
still
weird
up?
tension.
Whole new world. Nice.
Yeah.
But speaking of a whole new world and the world that we would like and the change that we want to be, boom!
Nice.
Gifted five.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes, Nemo.
Gold achieved. Thank you
Here
so
we
much.
go. Those been tripled achieved.
What?
Dude, yeah. Well, gold was for
This
5. I
is
think
how
we're
we
almost
do
to
it.
20.
Nice.
Wait, I got to find a video for you, dog. Okay, here's our other Theo. Gracias, Nemo. Gritazos, wait.
Burritos.
Yes.
We're here with Johnny Murillo, Chicano Hollywood. Thank you so much, Nemo, Nova, and producer extraordinaire Fletcher Williams. 5. Okay, who are these 5? We can find out right now, right? Here, let me bring them up.
Yeah.
Mars, Small Time Republic, Tomorrow Lad.
Well, cool nicknames.
Just call me Bard. Hello, Bard.
I need a
There you go.
nickname.
Lisa, where's the Coke Jam?
Yeah, Lisa.
Well, I don't know. It could be Blackpink in your area, Lisa. So don't. It's not.
Very cool. Very cool. All right.
Well, Julissa just said the grito just scared my dog.
I know.
Aw.
Oh, pobrecito cachorrito.
What kind of dog do you have, Julissa? What kind of dog do you have?
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Look, we had a goal today of 5. I think we got like 20 today.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Like 20 today. Okay. So let's talk about this. I want to bring this up. I think it's kind of connects to what you guys have been talking about as far as the independent films and just how hard it is to get into theaters. One of the producers was on Tim Pool this morning, and I wanted to bring this up, Johnny. This film, City of Dreams, that we interviewed the actress with Renata Vaca. We went to the premiere. It's kind of, obviously it's about human and child trafficking. This story out of kid out of Mexico.
Yeah.
It was in over 700 theaters opening weekend, this past weekend. And today we learned from the producer, it's been dropped in over 500 theaters for the second weekend.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring this up, and then we'll talk about it.
But no, real quick. What movies are out right now?
Beetlejuice.
I know. I'm looking forward to watching Beetlejuice. I am. But
that's all I can think of.
I'm willing to bet that if I pull up a local theater, they're gonna be playing reruns. I don't know how you describe it, but old movies. Let's see. These are all coming soon. Deadpool and Wolverine is out. Twisters. It just seems strange to me that they would pull the film from so many theaters when there's really there's what's the competition? What are they making
You think
space for?
even though the movie's not explicitly political, the things it talks about get political when people talk about those things, depending on who's in office and all that stuff. Do you think that has something to do with it there?
Yeah, I think that
That's the producer.
Hollywood
That's one of the producers.
overall and the media right now has an issue with child trafficking and some of these issues like pedophilia for some reason. I just don't know why that some of these issues that are out there aren't spoken about more broadly. It's just so unusual.
Thoughts,
Wow.
Johnny?
No. You know what? I'm amazed that they would pull it. I think now the reason you're going to pull a movie is because no one went to go see it. From what I understand, all the buzz that we're hearing, I don't think that's the case. They're going if a theater chain or local theater is going to have people coming in buying hot dogs and popcorn, they're going to keep that movie going as long as possible. So now we don't know the data. If the data proves that people were coming, tickets were being bought, then there was another reason that was motivating that decision. Now, the subject matter, is that the reason? If that's the reason, then yeah, it's disgusting, because we do know, in the political climate, especially now, this is a topic, and then if it's being associated that any kind of pedophilia, child trafficking is tapping right into Hollywood, right? And it's funny because we're involved in this industry, and we do know it's true. We see there are a lot of incidents like that. We see that. My kids are child actors, so we protected them. I didn't let them go anywhere for anything at all, right? They're if I'm not there, they're not coming. That's it. But we do see there's a lot of victims, especially in some of the big studios. There were victims. So if this is going to stir emotion, which drives people to one particular viewpoint, especially now in this political climate, I wouldn't doubt that they pulled it. That's 500 theaters. They pulled it. If that was reason. Now, again, I want to see the data. If no one was going, then I don't blame them. It's a business decision. But I kind of don't think that's the truth, because there was so much buzz about it. I think there was maybe some political pressure saying take it off. It's the data that they're showing, the polling that they're showing is that anyone that's for one side of protecting anti pedophilia type of stuff or human trafficking, they seem to lean conservative, and those that are maybe the other way. And I think that's a bad judgment. That's saying that people that on the left are for it. That's not the truth. I know people on the left, and we're good friends, and they're not for this at all. So this should be looked at as a neutral subject that we're all against. So I'm hoping it's just the data did not support. I mean, the data proves that that nobody was seeing it, but I kind of have that hard to believe because everyone that I know that's seen it, I haven't seen it yet, but they tell me it's freaking amazing. So it is something to question,
No, yeah, it seems kind of sus because especially since it's Angel Studios and they have a system where you can buy tickets.
It's not Angel Studios, but
not.
they're doing the model. It's one of the producers from the film, but this is actually through Roadside Attraction.
That's right. It's Roadside.
Roadside is like,
that's right. Good about that.
See, that's the thing that I don't get because Roadside is like liberal Hollywood. The director Roadside, they went out of their way to get this even amount of left and right people behind it. And maybe that was the problem. Maybe someone from the left is like, I don't want to be affiliated with that person. I don't know. But
it's weird. It's weird. Yeah.
Because I went to the premiere and they had the Q&A panel afterwards, run by Tony Robbins, Mia Servino, Luis Mandoki, the director, and Mohit, he's Indian American. And Mohit was so passionate about this subject matter, so passionate about all the people he got. He's like, listen, we got Vivek behind this. And I told him, Vivek, you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat, but it doesn't matter. So
yeah.
They did they pushed that whole unifying thing. So I'm actually really shocked that this has happened.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
I agree. There's something kind of weird behind it. Whoever pulled the strings on shutting this down is it takes a while for the truth to come out, but hopefully the truth isn't as business decision, which I would understand, but any other driven agenda behind shutting it all down would baffle me. Like it'd be disgusting. But I agree. This is not a left or right issue. This is a humanity issue in America that we need to figure out how to stop. People are complaining about slavery 400 years ago or 300 years ago, but it's happening right now. That's what we got to get up in arms about.
Yeah.
Well, what are our people in the chat thinking? What do you guys think? Let us know.
Has anyone seen the movie?
Hanging with Ralph, Erica, and Ralph. Member of the channel, definitely late to the convo. Went to dinner and a movie with the fam. Hey, well, thanks for hanging out with us right now. Yeah, anyone in the chat seen this movie? You guys know I saw it. I reviewed it. 3 showing of City of Dreams at Burbank AMC. That is the only place I see it playing on. Found it at Santa Anita AMC, 2 showings, but that's it. Dude. Don't know anyone that went to see this one. Liberal against it. All right. No, can't win them all, but I definitely want to. I do want to get some info after the fact.
Yeah.
Do want to get some info after the fact. One person that could fund many of these independent films in the future is Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Pop news item: Selena Gomez is now worth $1.3 billion. Come in.
Aye.
So, Selena, the Latino slant is for sale.
Exit time.
Thanks to her rare beauty success, she has built an impressive empire beyond acting. Wow. At only 32 years old, she rose to fame on the Disney Channel. As you guys know, according to Bloomberg Billionaire Index, now a net worth of $1.3 billion, officially joined the exclusive club of billionaires. Unlike her pal Taylor Swift, whose wealth primarily stemmed from music and touring, Gomez has reportedly built her fortune through a diverse range of ventures. Man, thoughts on this?
Well, I'm excited for it. I saw that today as well. I'm like, well, check that out. And it's great because you see a lot of talent that rise to fame. If they don't have the right team, if they're not disciplined, they squander it all, from athletes to celebrities, and or they get ripped off. That's the other thing, that there's always some crazy accountant that's spawning all their money out. So to see where she's at now, I mean, it's exciting. Again, she's representing Raza, and they're not always waving flags, but they're not ashamed of either. They're not hiding it. They're general audience, and they're for everybody kind of thing. And so it's great because they're still representing, getting the Latino, getting the Latino faces out there. So now she's a billionaire, and she's a smart billionaire. It's not just dependent on one or two things. She's actually diversified out. So. I'm like, okay, God put me, we need some investors. So if you're down with the Brown at Chicano Hollywood, so I'm excited.
Heck yeah. Fletcher, what say you?
Yeah, this is awesome because, it goes to show that, people are actually going out there doing stuff, because she's very experimental. She does all kinds of things. You were highlighting one of her movies that she's on, which is an indie film. She's on television. She's very diversified. So it shows you that a lot of these young kids, that they're able to promote and get a lot of push behind them. It's a new generation that's coming up. They're doing their own thing, and they're doing it how they want to do. She's doing music. She's doing movies, TV, everything. So it's awesome to see, her growing like that.
I mean, again, it's unprecedented. You have this Mexican American from Texas, and growing up in the business, to see her kind of come on the good side of things, because I know child actors, man, they have a hard time.
Yeah,
and it's great to see her so successful, so talented, executive producer now, and then she's going to be playing Linda Ronstadt in a biopic.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's with Linda's people, her management. I mean, that is a really great move. And what I would say to, in all seriousness, to Selena is, be smart with, which projects you go and fund, especially if they're like Latino projects. I think Linda Ronstadt movie is a great move for her. I like her in only Murders in the Building. It's a good move. It's a very popular. She's really has kind of, what do you say? She's cut her teeth with the likes of Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin. What's great about it too is, like, there's people that hit this level of finance, they could be like, okay, I'm done. Just gonna party, just gonna do nothing. But she's still working. They just got renewed, I think, for another season. That takes a lot of work. It's not like they're just showing up, and I mean, they got to put effort into the script memorization, being on set. There's work into it. So I love it that she's not stopping. She could stop, but she's still out there. So it's great.
All right, got some comments from you guys. Julissa, she's loving and looking forward to seeing her role as Linda Ronstadt big time. Breaking news. Member of the channel, Darth Plato's here. My worth is now $130.
Nice.
Calm down.
She's gonna keep working. Just keep working.
Selena, fun Darth Plato. Vinny, good for Selena Gomez. You go, girl, says Fire Dragon 57 is a member of the channel. Donovan, oh my lord, she made some bank. That is great, given her background as a Disney child star.
And she was in the same generation like a lot of other child stars at the same time, and some of those have not fared well. And Nickelodeon, that whole era, they have not fared well. And hats off to her for and her team. Someone protected her and her team. So she's great. It's good.
Any last words there, Fletch?
No, I think it's great. It's kind of what what you were saying. That she's a Texas girl, and I think that probably helped her out. That family roots, staying close to family. Some of those kid stars that went on to do Disney, their family kind of went along for the ride, and like you were talking about, like I think it was like a week ago or something, where you were talking about how Jenna Ortega keeps grounded because all her family's like, they don't even care that she's famous. They treat her the same way, and that I think keeps these stars grounded and knowing that it's good you're making money, it's good that you're a star, but when you come home, when your mom tells you to do something, that's why you do it, or the chancla comes out.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple things, guys. In the chat, there's a like button, a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, hit that for us. I'd love to get that higher. And we're almost at 97 votes in the poll, which is fantastic. Thank you guys for hanging out with us combined. Still over 76 people hanging out with us. We're here with Johnny Murillo of Chicano Hollywood. Also, too, Fletcher Williams. Johnny, you having a good time?
Yeah, man, this is fun. I feel like we're just all kicking back, having a conversation. It's good.
That's really it, man. That's
Do we
really
lose Kenneth? Where's Kenneth at? I think we lost him, right? He's like,
is Kenneth still there? A lot of times they'll go silent, but
Kenneth.
Yeah, it looks like he's not in the chat right now. That's okay. Yeah,
scared him away, Johnny.
He popped in.
No, I don't think we did. He's busy,
Well,
man.
I was texting him too. I was texting emojis while we were talking.
Yeah. Great show today. Thank you, Lord, man. Thanks. I'm happy Lord is here. Okay, so I got August Jobs. I got Gringo Go Home. Which one do you want to do next, Johnny?
I'll take Gringo Go Home for $1
for the win.
For the win.
For the loss.
What is that? I'm curious. What is Gringo Go Home? I have an idea what.
Fletcher's gonna read this one for us.
All right.
Yeah, let's. We'll make this a little big.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting.
Here we go from Bloomberg. Opinion.
Yeah.
What you got for us?
Gotta make it a little bit bigger.
A little bigger? Okay, hold on.
Gringo Go Home won't solve Mexico City's problems. Good or bad, gentrification by American and other foreigners pales before the acute challenges faced by one of the world's largest city.
What is this photo?
So that's one of the, like they have like Rosteros all over like Mexico City, and they have all the polls, and usually what you would see something like this is, it's just, like art or something that they put in these things. Most of the time, it's like any major city, you'll have something where people look for jobs or something like that. But also big in Mexico City is these colorful like luchador things, because lucha libre is still hot and going on in Mexico all the time. So these little colorful signs with a luchador usually meant that you would know where the next lucha would take place. So they're taking that kind of art and just saying the whole like Mexico is for Mexicans, gringos get out. So you got the side-eyed kind of luchador going in there. It's it's one of those cute artistic things that you see in Mexico City, also lovingly known as El DF.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's read a little bit.
In the ongoing universal tumult over gentrification, Mexico City surely must be one of the world's fiercest battlegrounds. The fast transformation of some of its most traditional neighborhoods, Condesa, Roma, and Juarez, mainly as locals, activists, and can't read today, people who make notes on edge, complaining about the mushrooming number of trendy cafes and expensive rentals. Chroniclers. Yep. Man, that sounds like an insert, huh? You bunch of chroniclers, and trendy
chroniclers.
Darn chronicles out there, just estos chronicles ahí comiendo todos los tacos. Trendy cafes and expensive rentals has become a favorite pastime in a self-absorbed microcosm. See, I can read that one. And who are the favorite villains in the story? Even over the much-hated real estate development, it's the Americans.
Pinche Americanos.
You Americans. The pandemic, zombie apocalypse. This argument brought an invasion of digital nomads from the U.S., folks who discovered they could live in a cheaper, great city, a few hours flights away from home, avoiding tough winters and enjoying one of the world's best culinary scenes. Americans take advantage of tourist visas to work from Mexico for up to 6 months and may extend that stay by simply leaving and coming back while renting their own apartments at home to fund their adventure. What's not to like? Yeah, hey, get Airbnb.
Let's
So,
get some thoughts from you guys.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's the whole idea of gentrification. It's always a two-way street. You know, I tell the story all the time. My mom, single mom, 5 kids, right? So she bought her house in our barrio. This is on the west side of San Jose. If you're from San Jose, you know where the DMV is on Elma and Almaden, right? So that's once I say that, if you're from San Jose, you know what it means. So it's a barrio, right? She bought her house in 1974 for I think she said $16,000. When she retired in the late 90s, she sold it for $1.1 million, right? Same house. I roofed it, I think, once or twice. And then she built out some cuartitos in the garage, right, to rent out. You know how Mexicanos say, you know, they'll put a bed anywhere and charge you $1,000, right? So, So she did that. So she sold for 1.1 million. That's how she retired. Her neighbors, there was a Miss Gonzalez. She also was a homeowner. Some of the others, they were not homeowners; they were renters. When Google and everybody came in, they transformed the Silicon Valley from orchards and farming community to, and it was canneries. That was the industries over there, to the Silicon Valley. Anyone that was a renter had to move out. They moved out to Manteca, Modesto, and all that, and everything was gentrified. And now San Jose is still a very raza city, but the ones that were homeowners, you ask my mom about gentrification, she'd be like, "Andale," you know, because she got equity rich on her home. So gentrification now in Mexico, okay, it's reversed now. So these Americanos are coming in, they have money. And when Mexicanos come to the U.S., they don't have money per se, and they're trying to scrap.
They're going to make money.
Yeah, they're coming to make money, right? And our gente works hard, so that's what we do. But Americanos are going over there to retire. They're going over there. They're remote workers, right? They're making big bucks, so they are, getting that real estate at all-time high because now owners are like, I could rent it to these gringos for twice the amount, or rent it to some de raza for an expectation of maybe a third of what they would normally be getting paid. So they jack up all the prices. So it's not always a good thing for the locals. Gentrification is never good for the locals, and it sucks. But for those that own their homes, it's great because they're making a lot of equity. So it's a two-way street all the time. I don't like it when I see these videos about Americanos complaining about the loud music coming from the cafe that they just bought a condo right next to it. I'm like, dude, you bought that condo next to that loud cafe. They're going to have mariachis playing. You bought into that. Don't try to start complaining to the neighbors and try to start a petition. I hope that never works in Mexico. You know, if the Mexicans want to do it, los Mexicanos quieren hacerlo, then that's fine. But if a bunch of Americanos are in there, a bunch of gringos are trying to change the culture, I don't like that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I guess I see, some people are going to benefit from this new income coming in, and then it's going to hurt a lot of people. But these gringos that go across, don't change the culture over there.
Want to read a little bit more, Fletch?
Yeah, so fast forward a few years, and you can't walk these neighborhoods without hearing English. You can bump into global stars like Dua Lipa and the scenic Rio de Janeiro square of Owen Wilson and Art Gallery, as I did recently.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, Wilson. What the heck? That's interesting.
What he says, wow. Restaurants have upgraded to cater to more demanding foodies with higher purchasing power. Bars, nightclubs offer hip options, and Soho House just opened a chic Baroque mansion in Juarez, and the rent that was so cheap a few years ago has risen to price out not only the locals, but foreigners too. The special ingredient here is the historic torrid U.S.-Mexico relationship. For some Mexicans, the current influx adds salt to open wounds. Witness the street signs crying, "Gringo, I want you to go back to your country." Or, "Mexico is for Mexicans. Get out." Ouch. Telling. You also find that Americans who moved to Mexico many years ago are now upset that their fellow nationals are ruining their little secret. You even have those that are trying to play the cultural battles, like this TikToker making an outrageous claim that taquerias don't have spicy salsas anymore because the Americans customers don't
Yeah,
like
we
this.
covered that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
covered that. Yeah.
That was funny.
Wow.
This is blatantly false. I can confidently say I've never missed hot sauce on my tacos, but just in case, I've also checked one of the country's largest taco chains. They confirmed the recipes didn't change.
Good.
Yep. Keep salsa hot again. So what to make of all this? Well, I suspect the role of Americans in Mexico City gentrification is largely exaggerated, and some of its criticism is unfair. For starters, foreigners from many nationalities had lived in these areas for a long time. There are not a lot of U.S. travelers, yes, but a good chunk of them are tourists enjoying a city that is vogue. Some stay in a few months or for short experiences before going back. Companies crack down on work from home and the strength of super peso, also becoming deterrents to relocate to Mexico City. I wouldn't be surprised if the trend of recent years starts to fade. Stats aren't conclusive. The number of temporary or permanent resident permits issued to American and Mexico City grew to 40% in 2022-23 compared with the 2 years before the pandemic, but that's still just about 5,400 people, or less than 10% of permits given to all foreigners. Oh, wow, that's crazy. So I guess we have a poll of Americans love moving to Mexico City, and that's the poll right there. So I guess you're seeing them in the thousands, I guess, from 2014 to 2023, and you see the gap from the permanent to temporary staying, and you see a lot of temporary, you see a lot of permanent.
This is crazy.
Kind of rising, going up, and then temporary. Yeah. Well, Mexico City's pretty vogue. Yeah, like the guy said, even when I was there, like a long time ago, you have tons of Germans and British people, and
we always had expats, right?
Yeah, all the
time. Absolutely. You know, we even did some business in '99 and 2000 with the Mexico City company that was run by Gringos. You know, it was just the technology, but they hired raza from there. But you always felt that those expats were slumming it, but having a fun life in the Condesa. This is really interesting because it was definitely it's because it came out of the lockdowns, out of the quarantine, out of the COVID. It's right there. Yeah. It's right there.
The rise of remote workers,
Right. Oh, yeah. So, and then most of those people, got money. Their politics too, which I find interesting. I would bet to be most left leaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably, potentially.
So the very the policies that they vote for, yet are hypocrites and go and live in Mexico City, man.
Right. And the funny thing is their visas are very limited because Mexico doesn't do the whole thing. Well, you forgot your visa or your visa run out and you just stayed for years. No.
Well, that's the next thing I was going to say was that I know a couple that just married and now married in Mexico City, have a place there now, but have their small businesses out of Texas. I mean, they're gringos, and I love them to death. But it's just, and I know one very well. I mean, their politics are super left.
Yeah,
and
part of us too, though, it's not just Caucasian. You're talking, guys like us. We move over there. Let's say if we established over there, we might fit in a little bit quicker, but we're still Americanized. They're still going to hear us talking English as they're walking by down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So it's all around.
There's tons of new channels on YouTube of Americans, like Chicano Americans that are living, in Mexico right now, and I think Oaxaca is also one of the ones that got really affected by this. Obviously all the coastal cities, Merida, you have places like Guadalajara is really big and stuff. So yeah, it's huge. Still, if my American friends visiting Mexico City, Want to address these tensions or at least avoid aggravating them? Let me offer some free advice. Try to learn some Spanish. It will help your experience and add to your cultural background. Get out of the prominent areas. There's a lot to see elsewhere. And please, please, don't ever wear flip-flops in Condesa. This is not Cancun.
Nice.
No manches.
Oh my! You know what's going to change? What could alleviate all this is another cartel war, and a couple of some violent stuff like that happening in the city. They'll be like, okay, we're done. When most of our raza just like blow it off, like okay, they'll figure it out pretty soon. Mexicanos will be like, it'll end, but another cartel war, and then they'll see an exodus pretty quick.
Yeah,
I just think this whole cultural, movement of people back and forth for whatever reasons, it always just boggles my mind and the history of the last couple hundred years, right? Before the border even existed, when it was still Mexico, and up to now, and the policies that have work policies that have been under many different Democratic and Republican presidents, how they just keep on shifting. This has everything that the ugly American is known for, right? It's like at the end where he's like, learn some Spanish, be respectful. Yeah, but if they didn't do it growing up where they live, if they're not well traveled, that's not going to happen. But also too, I think of, our border brothers and sisters. Do they do that when they come here? Do they have to?
Yeah.
It depends on who you ask.
Good point, Paulie, because back in the day, I remember my mom, she said that my grandfather said, he was, they came across as workers. My grandfather, he was in World War II, so he got his citizenship and so on. But he would tell my mom, learn English.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, our population numbers were less. So to actually operate and thrive in the American culture, you had to learn English.
Yes.
Now our population numbers are the majority. So you can actually come here and never have to learn English. You can work, you can shop, you can be entertained, and never have to learn the language, because now we're, especially in California and Texas, we are the majority. So it's not necessary anymore, And these, people that are going to Mexico, my biggest thing is like, look, don't go up there privileged. You cannot be a privileged American over there. You're going to go there and be part of the community and embrace it. Don't buck it, because it's not America. And sadly, some might find out the hard way if they come in with that privileged attitude, and hopefully no one does,
Again, my only point is that then it should go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's really what being a Chicano is that phenomenon is an American experience. And, I think that's another problem that we face here is our American identity to bring people together, is that's got to happen whether you like it or not. We can keep questioning things we don't like. I think that's for me, that's a backbone of being Chicano. It's like I can question the government, I can question the political parties, like locally, all that stuff. But I gotta buy in, Johnny, to the American identity. I want to. I like it. I love this country.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get there to say that. So I think this is fascinating. And with the Gringo go home phenomenon. But at the same time, you're absolutely right. Working with people, in our handyman business with our contractors or my family, you don't have to speak English. It kind of blows me away.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. I like people learning as many languages as possible. Right, sweethearts? Sí, como no? She just got back from filming. So, what are your thoughts on that, Johnny? And then we're going to start wrapping it up.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're the Chicano culture, especially, we are we are American. We are the heritage is, for Chicano, we're Miss Mexican. For the Chicano voice, it's Salvadoran, Guatemalan. We're all raised in the same barrio, so it's a Chicano voice, right? And we all, I think the majority, we are down with who we are. We know that we are an American. We're born here, right? My mom was born here. My dad was born over there. Grandparents over there, but we're born here, so we're Americanized. I was raised watching the Brady Bunch and Happy Days. I did not watch Chavo de Ocho. I mean, that's a cool show. My grandma would have on once in a while the novelas. I did watch all the old golden age of film Mexican movies. I love those, right? But we're an American community, and English is our primary language, and then a lot of us are bilingual. And so I think if this is who we are. People are going to go over there, learn the language. You want to operate, you want to survive, learn the language. You want to thrive, learn the language.
Yeah, Calavera 310 says the irony Mexicans don't like foreigners living in their country.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
yeah,
but it's not just Mexico. You get traveled. You go. You see that. You see how countries operate. I think that's fascinating as well. Fletcher.
Oh yeah, truly. You always see people coming in. There's certain countries that are more adept to it. You see now El Salvador kind of opening its border, wanted to. I mean, you even had Russia now just saying, "Hey, you crazy about all those things that are going on? Come over here." It's like you do have always kind of. There's some countries that are more welcoming to people from the outside, and saying, "Hey, whatever you guys want to do, we just want more people." And it's one of those things where like you will get people that will come in and just want to be themselves, and if the country welcomes them, fine. And then there's other countries where you're like, yeah, no, if you want to be here, you have to adhere to this rules. I mean, you go to Saudi Arabia and all stuff, there's certain rules that that are very different. So it's always interesting that different countries have even an open policy for vacationers, but not so open for people wanting to live. It's almost like a clash. If you guys want to come vacation, cool, but if you want to stay, be part of the culture. And then there's some other countries that are like, no, you want to stay and be part of the culture, sure, come on in. So it's interesting that Mexico used to be one of those countries where everybody's kind of like welcome because they want the growth, and now to have like a shift there. From being one of the countries that now is like Gringo get out. It's a funny transition, as say.
And interesting too about Mexico itself. Mexico in the next 10 to 20 years is really going to grow in the areas of commerce and manufacturing. I know a lot of companies that are leaving China and they're reestablishing in Mexico. Mexico's really building up their infrastructure. So what's happening because of all that, a lot of young workers that normally would want to come to the U.S. to make the U.S. dollar, they're actually more, they're more satisfied growing in their own country. Now, their wages are still different, but they want to stay in their own country because their country's going to thrive. So we're going to see a lot more of this where American workers are going to go to Mexico because Mexico is going to grow as an economic powerhouse. Now, what that's going to do, though, what sucks about it is that these young Mexicano workers are not going to be able to rent places that they would normally have been able to afford if they didn't have this influx of migration into Mexico. So it's very bad for them. But the country itself is going to actually continue to have this problem because just like a lot of our workers went all over the world doing remote work and so on, the same thing is going to happen in Mexico, where they're going to just American workers are going to end up migrating over there because the wages, because job security, because opportunities, and it's going to be a battle. So I think this is just the beginning of the aches and pains of an economic shift coming to the Americas.
Oh yeah. You can see it a lot in Mexico now. I mean, I think it's this election is going to have a lot to do with it, because I think if the Harris campaign is successful, I do see Mexico going more towards China and because a lot of Latin American countries are also siding more with China and Russia, and than the United States for kind of viability. But we have a member of the channel here. Julissa says, "Oh, I'm not from San Jose, but I know it well. I live in Redwood City. Represent."
Representing Bay Area. What's up? Did you cruise Story and King too? If you know King and Story, if that was a cruise, then yep, you know San Ho.
Awesome, orale. So we got Sandra Hammerslane and Wrench built the American Wall to keep out crazy Americans.
Yeah,
that's the goal. That's funny.
The wall's gonna change now. You know how on a fence, when you're between neighbors, you have the studs on one side and the flat on the other.
Yeah.
And whoever built the fence has the flat. Well, now they're gonna flip it around. Like, we don't want no one climbing looking over.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that the big joke in that movie? Was a disaster movie like back in the days, and they made like a big deal because the Americans were running to Mexico.
Yeah.
I forgot what movie that was.
Was it on San Andreas or one of those?
One of those. Yeah, one of those disaster.
The winter one. I think it was the winter one.
Yeah. So Dark Flight, a member of the channel, says when countries turn inward and shun outsiders, these countries. This culture's decline. China, Ottoman, Turkey are examples of country that declined after installation. Wow, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a great point. I think what Mexico is probably doing is not just doing like isolation. They just, it's more like the locals, not the government parts yet, I think.
Yeah.
So this says, yep, and we also can't let the woke gringos try to change Latino and Chicano culture both in the U.S. and Mexico. Well, there you go.
Thanks, Vinny.
Nice.
Yeah, that is cool.
Nemo, a member of the channel, and thank you so much for your gifting today. New Orleans is a melting pot of culture exchange. We hear the words cultural appropriation and look at each other and said, what? I concur.
I love Nolens.
Yeah, NOLA is a very interesting place. We got Johnny Gonzalez, member of the channel. Boom, boom. Similar thing happening in Spain where local protesting tourists because they drive housing costs up, telling tourists to go home.
Wow. I saw some of the video about that. They were they were protesting. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's getting crazy in Spain.
The moment it hits the pocketbook, that's where it's like.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, the moment they start buying real estate, Airbnb was a major shift for a lot of tourist areas. Where now Airbnb comes in, they drain the hotel money, and it's a big complaint now.
Oh yeah, there's tons of Airbnbs now in Mexico City. Cosmic Nerdy Gemini says, "Man, imagine if Putin sent a boat, and like we want us Hispanics to go over there. Who knows? Maybe it happened, but we had a poll going on today, and we." Already posted, and this is what we got. We got over 100. So 100 people voted on this. Thank you so much. The question was, who will make tortillas cheap again? And the winner is number 2, Trump. Let's talk about it at 46%. 4 coming in at number 2, make tortillas at home.
Got tortillas at home, yeah.
That's right. The 3 was neither. The economy, man. And coming in last place, some people trying to hopefully prophesy. Kamala, she has the masa at only 9%. Thank you so much, 100 of you who participated in the poll.
I got the masa.
I think that Democrat that yesterday came out saying, a California Democrat, I forgot her name. She came out saying, I'm not going to be a Democrat no more. I'm going to be a Republican.
Yes.
But one of her points was, you can't make a tortilla on an electric stove. I'm like, that's a great point.
True.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
That should be a t-shirt.
That
goes the levels.
Chicano Hollywood.
That goes.
I know.
Copy that. Put that on a t-shirt. You can't make. I can see like the slogan now and the signs already going on. You can't make tortillas on an electric stove.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say, the politician says you can't make tortillas in a bathtub.
Oh,
you make cheese. You make cheese.
Collard greens,
man. That's rough.
All right, let's wrap it up and let's bring up Elevate Conference one more time. It's happening September 13th and 14th. Johnny, anything else that we should know about this event?
Yeah, and just come ready to learn, come ready to connect. I tell people, bring business cards, bring your, your A game, because the whole conference is designed around people being elevated. So if you're ready for the next level, sign up. Let's come. You'll connect, and you're gonna have a lot of fun. We'll have a mixer Friday night, and you'll have to connect with a lot of people. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. And this is from last year, correct?
Yeah, that's a mix of different events that we've had. So we had Training Day on there. We had Elevate. We had a couple other events that we had. We train people on how to produce a reality show, how to produce a commercial. That's our big Training Day event. We had like 200 people show up for that one. That's Elevate right there. That was last year. So yeah, it's going to be great. It's always such a good. It's a good time because honestly, it's our season. This is the season of the Chicano Latino voice, and this is the season of the independent filmmaker. So if that's your passion, jump in. You're a hard worker, you're going to get in.
So again, guys, if you want to attend, we have a discount code, Latino Slant, 30%. But the slant will also cover. We also want to cover some tickets for you guys. So I want you guys to email me latinoslant@gmail.com, latinoslant@gmail.com, if you guys want to attend. I think we got one serious inquiry from Cosmic. So hit me up. What else, Fletcher?
Oh yeah, and don't forget we have a website.
Oh yeah, but what else about Chicano Hollywood?
Oh no, that looks awesome. I mean, you could tell that it's a great networking. I think you had something about this earlier, Paulie, and what a great networking is for Chicanos and for Latinos in general, because you get to meet people who you've seen on the screen, and anybody that's interested in the industry, even if you're just interested as a fan, but if you're interested in like series, want to get into the industry, this is one of the events where you really want to go and be part of it, because these are people who are not there. I mean, Xolo, Maria, Jesse, Diana, Johnny himself, these people are not here just because, I'm going to make a buck off of you. These people are here trying to help you because we want to see the community grow, and they're there to be there to help. And by meeting them, by making connections, I mean, it's insane. Yep. Anything you have to do, crawl, beg, whatever you have to do, make your way to this event, because if you're serious about being in the industry, this is going to be the event that's going to take it over the top, and it's basically, it could make or break you. And if you go there, I'm sure it's going to be your big break. You're going to meet the people you need to meet.
Wow, look at this guy, man. He sold it for you.
Hire that guy. Yeah, I like him.
All right. We're going to do a hard out before any closing words, Johnny.
No, it was great. I love the conversation. I love your audience. This is how they contribute, bro. You have a really cool audience, and hats off, Fletcher. Thank you. I mean, this is great, bro. Keep it up. You are. I love the influence you've built up here, so it's good.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Thank you, Johnny, for finally making it. I'm so happy. Be the first of many. So look for the slant also too. I think we'll talk to Johnny, but I definitely want to attend for a little. I probably can't attend both days, but I want to check it out.
Yeah, you need to come.
Thank you, Julissa, so much. Thank you to all the new members of the channel, to the people that gifted the new memberships. Fantastic. Okay, what can you guys look forward to? Videos this weekend coming out. I'm going to a screening tonight of a new film called A Little Family Drama, starring Romy Diaz. We're going to have Q&A video footage afterwards, exclusive for the memberships. Also, too, next live show is Monday night. That is going to be a blast. And there will be a watch-along movie night with comedian Paul Chato coming up in the next week or two. Besides that, we have our website. We have great content on there that's totally different than our channel here. that is all written articles. Rosa Parra, Alfredo Galindo from Mexico, writing for you guys, covering just TV and films that you guys would not have heard about. And I'm so happy that I was able to get them there on the website. So I think that's it. We're gonna do a hard out and wave goodbye. Oh, you know what? That's not it. Let me shout out some names. Dark Plato, Nemo Nova, Sander, Fletcher, of course, Julissa, Calavera, Lord Thoth,
Julissa.
Yeah, Dark Plato, Calavera, everybody said, Johnny Gonzalez,
Jill Powers, fired.
Yeah, Jill Powers. You like that one?
Well, I'm looking at all the comments. You have such great interaction. So
man. Yeah, these people are in it. But, you know, they're all independent thinkers.
Yeah, I love that.
Vinny. We got Sander, we got Mr. Tickle Trunk. ¿Qué más?
They got cool nicknames. I love those cool nicknames.
I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. Much love to you guys.
Oh, there's Snorta Pupusa.
Yeah, Snortopoulos. Snortopoulos.
I love that. Rogu. Yeah, I love that.
Probably would be lost without Fletcher. Probably.
What?
Probably. There's a lot I can't do without Fletcher, man. So
no way, man. You can do it all.
Yeah.
Do it all.
Do it all.
Man.
Okay.
All your audience is like in New Yorkers, so they all have nicknames for everybody that's in the Italian mob, like Johnny Two Aces or something like that. So that's their audience.
Calavera 310. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a hard wave goodbye. You guys take care. Much love, everyone. Peace.